Hello! So it's time for episode 6 of Transformers. So let's break it down. So Chip has become a great asset to the Transformers. The Decepticons break into the military, and then Starscream can warp. Like all of a sudden he's standing here and then he's standing behind the guy and he's like, okay. Thundercracker can clone himself. There's this part where they're like trying to go get energy. So like Thundercracker is standing right next to the energy thing. And he's like, he does this thing, and then another Thundercracker appears in front of him, and it's like, why didn't you just take it? Why do you need to make a clone? Like, but I didn't know you could clone. And then Optimus, like they called Optimus, was like, why don't you come over and fight the Decepticons? And then where does the biggest question we always ask is like, where does the trailer go? Like, does it like shrink tiny, or what happens there? As you command, Megatron. Starscream in his little voice is just okay. Optimus can punch missiles, so I think Skywarp sends a missile, like a heat-seeking missile, and Optimus like, I'm gonna punch it. It's like, okay, that's realistic. The two healers we were introduced already previously, but just to recap, are Wheeljack and Ratchet. They can repair. And then Laserbeak's scared, even though he's been to the Autobot base like several times. This time he's like, I don't know if I want to go. It's like, what? And then okay, so then Laserbeak, okay, so then that happens. And then, I don't know about you, but if I have a tape on my shoulder, I'm gonna notice it. If I have, like, even if it's something like this, be like, or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. And then Megatron's excellent again. Then, like, Laserbeak shoots Optimus because he's already damaged, and, like, if he's not dead by then, that's pretty, like, he's pretty tough, but of course he is. But no, he's not dead. So then there's two Starscreams, the two Starscream joke. I'm wondering how many episodes are we gonna have double Starscreams. Then 72 billion astroseconds. By the way, 72 is a magical number. And at these coordinates, so notice how Soundwaves is saying this is when the bridge is going to open. This is when specifically the bridge is going to open. And then remember that for later. And then there's 4 reflectors. So there's like 3 reflectors fixing the thing, and then there's 1 reflector starting right next to Starscream. And then Starscream grabs the 4th reflector, puts him in the little shuttle, and he sends him on his way. And that reflector is like, no, I don't want to go, because he's scared. And it's like, of course we're gonna send you. You're an extra. And then Reflector has this flash thing that he can like blind people, which makes sense. And then Ironhide can shoot ice. Oh, by the way, Ironhide can shoot like a bunch of different things, like glue and ice, and it's just okay. And then Prowl zaps the reflectors. There's 3 of them left now. And he zaps them into one, which I'm confused what the schematics are with that. And then Ironhide can make glue. They go up to Cybertron, and then they glue Shockwave and the 4th reflector together. But then you're introduced to a green and a yellow spaceship, which are pyramids. Interesting. And then which is a side note, because the yellow ends up having in the cartoon, in the comic book, and ends up having its whole series. So that's some of you know that. And then, okay, so the acid rain affects robots, but it doesn't affect Chip. Chip's like standing there in the acid rain, and I'm sorry, but is acid rain made out of acid? And if it's made out of acid, wouldn't it burn your skin? Just a thought. Like, you don't need to be giving a speech standing under acid rain. Very unrealistic. But then traveling to Cybertron, where robots that turn into like cars, it's kind of unrealistic too, but not really. Humans are safe from acid rain, of course, because Chip is sitting there. And dude, he just sits there. And that's like one of those things. It's like he just sits there and he talks, and it's like, dude, you're like sitting under acid rain. no one has no one is ever and then he says no one is ever disabled as long as he has courage. So I thought that was really cool that he said that. And then Transformers, then Chip says transform and roll for his life. It's not, that's not the quote, but okay, it's Transformers transform and roll out, but you can alter it because okay. But whenever so remember that Soundwave was like, at these specific coordinates, this is when the bridge is going to open. But when the Autobots need to use the bridge, it opens whenever they want. I thought that was really funny. Is it me, or... And then they're fighting, like, the Decepticons go to the Autobot base because they're going to finish the Autobots. And then, is it me, or do we see a shot of Shockwave, like, right up against the wall? And is he fighting on the Decepticon side or the Autobot side? I'm confused. He looks kind of beat up. So I'm assuming he is with the Autobots for that split second. And then, when you have the same exact frame go by, he's not there. Interesting. And that's it. It was a pretty... there wasn't anything too, like, funny about this episode. What do you think? The whole 72 thing. Do you think there's hidden messages in Transformers? And do you think the glitches are a goof, or are they intentional? And is there a code there? People of the pie. Alright, bye.